Welcome back to another video. And in this one, I'm going to talk about breakfast and particularly the top menu items at famous breakfast chain restaurants that you probably are familiar with. And I'm going to first start off with just talking a little bit about breakfast and that I do think it's an important meal. Everybody has heard growing up that you shouldn't skip breakfast. It's the meal that starts you going, gets you filled with energy so you can begin your day on the right foot. And I do mostly agree with that. Most people probably should have a good breakfast if possible. And these restaurants are some of the top picks that I kind of looked up to see what were the most popular breakfast restaurants. And also, I selected some of their menu items that I think are must try items. But they have a lot of other stuff as well. So, also, breakfast, by the way, is not just a meal that you could have in the morning. You could also have it at night. I also like to have it on the weekends, or if I go out and come back late, I will sometimes have breakfast at night. And I think that's another fun way to have breakfast, a breakfast type meal as well. So let's get right into it with the first restaurant, in no particular order again, and that is IHOP. This is a great restaurant that I go to quite a bit when I go out for breakfast. And the main thing that I usually get at IHOP is their pancakes, particularly their protein power pancakes, not just because they are supposed to be a little bit healthier or that they have a lot of protein, but because I do like that taste. I like the way they make it. This particular pancake is, in my opinion, tastes great. That's just preference for me. Everybody is different as far as what they like, and they have a lot of other types of pancakes made differently that will taste a different way and have different texture. But I like the protein power pancakes. IHOP, also famous for their omelets, and I usually go with their big steak omelet when I do get one. And they're also very popular for their French toast. Although I've never had it, a lot of people that I've spoken to that have had it say that it's great. And from what I researched, it is a popular item, so I put it on this list. Next is Denny's. Denny's is similar to IHOP, but it has different names for their breakfast items. So some of their top breakfast menu items are the Grand Slam breakfast, the pancake breakfast, and their breakfast skillet. And again, Denny's is kind of similar to an IHOP as well. And IHOP and Denny's both have, and some of the other restaurants both have other types of meals that are not just breakfast oriented. They have other meals for lunch, for dinner. So definitely check out their extensive menus, and you might be pleasantly surprised to see that they have a lot of stuff to choose from. Next is, of course, McDonald's. And I wanted to include McDonald's on this list because they've come a long way. And quite frankly, I think McDonald's, if it's a choice that you're presented with, they do have very popular and great tasting breakfast grab and go items in portions that are not that big. So you might be, surprised to learn that the calorie content, if you're watching that, is not going to be huge at McDonald's for their breakfast items, simply because their portions are kind of small. So that's a good and a bad thing. But I think the breakfast items are really good at McDonald's. Their Egg McMuffin, hotcakes, and sausage McGriddle are some of their most popular items, and they taste great. I think I've had everything. Yes, I've had all of those. I've had the Egg McMuffin, the hotcakes, and the sausage McGriddle, and I can tell you they taste great. Next is Starbucks, and this is kind of the opposite of McDonald's in that they are probably the opposite spectrum of price. And they also do, though, have smaller portions. So it's the most expensive compared to McDonald's and smaller portions, but I think their stuff tastes great. And what I like about Starbucks is the ambiance. I like sitting in the Starbucks and eating the breakfast there if possible. But definitely, it's a quick grab and go. You can eat it in the car or just take it to go. But Starbucks is a great place. Their spinach, feta, and egg white wrap is very popular, along with their bacon and Gouda sandwich. And their classic oatmeal is one of their most popular breakfast items. And I have had the classic oatmeal there as well, and it's good. The restaurant that is next is a familiar one as well to a lot of people, and that is Panera Bread. Panera Bread is more of a kind of like focused on bread because it's a bakery, but in reality, they have a lot of other stuff to offer. You could find a variety of salads that they offer made with a whole bunch of different ingredients, very healthy salads as well, that you can kind of either build to order or just pick from their menu. And they have a bunch of salads that are pre-made with assembled with a whole bunch of different ingredients that are pretty easy to understand when you look at their menu. Their salads are very self-explanatory, and they're known for their combination of salads, sandwiches, and soups that you can get as a meal. But as far as their breakfast goes, I have had breakfast there, and their avocado egg white and spinach sandwich is good. Usually, when I go, I do get their breakfast power sandwich. And by the way, all of these you can look up on their website. It lists their ingredients and you can see that it's good. But their breakfast power sandwich is usually what I go with. Their steel cut oatmeal with almonds and quinoa is another thing that I have had in the past, and it is good as well. Now, with a lot of these restaurants, keep in mind that they may revise or adjust these menu items. So depending on when you watch this video, there may be some slight changes to the menu, or some of these things may not even be offered, or there may be some new stuff that is very good as well that I didn't mention. The next restaurant is Waffle House. Now, Waffle House is one of those places that I've never been to, and I do want to go there, but I've heard that it's very popular. For a lot of people, they rave about Waffle House and some of their most popular dishes, and I'm definitely going to try some of these when I go to a Waffle House, is their All-Star Special. Of course, they're waffles. They're hash browns, scattered, smothered, and covered. So this is, I'm just reading off of their menu. You can find the website for Waffle House and see all of what they have to offer. I'm really excited to find one, and when I drive by one, if I'm near one, I'm definitely gonna consider going to Waffle House. I'm really intrigued by some of these menu offerings. The next one is Cracker Barrel, and I have gone to Cracker Barrel, and I can tell you that it is good. I like the unique ambiance when you walk into that restaurant. They have a nice little area when you first walk in where you can buy different kind of unique souvenirs and different kind of Cracker Barrel type of items. And you're gonna see when you go to Cracker Barrel, it's something that is, it's one of the most unique restaurants on this list in terms of the experience when you go inside. Cracker Barrel. So I have gone there, and of course, Old Timers Breakfast is one of the popular items. Me personally, I have gone with the Mama's Pancake Breakfast, and the Sunrise Sampler is something that I think I've had it in the past, and I've never had a bad breakfast at Cracker Barrel. I've had at least two of these dishes. So the Old Timers Breakfast, Mama's Pancake Breakfast, and the Sunrise Sampler. And yes, they have a wide variety of other items at this restaurant, as well as the other restaurants that I mentioned on this list. Next is Chick-fil-A, and this one is kind of like a fast food place, but they're a little bit more higher end. They're known for their superior service, and their food tastes good as well. As far as their breakfast items, because they have a lot of other things as well, but as far as their breakfast, their chicken biscuit is good. The egg white grill, I've had that, it's good. And also their hash brown scramble bowl is one of their popular items as well. Haven't had that yet. That's probably going to be the next thing I have when I have breakfast at Chick-fil-A. The next one is Dunkin'. Used to be called Dunkin' Donuts. They kind of got away from that, so they don't want to be associated with just donuts, because they do offer a wide variety of limited menu items, but still it's good. It's not just donuts. They still offer the donuts, and of course their coffee, they're famous for that as well. But they do have some good grab and go, quickly prepared breakfast items that you can get. You can jump into a Dunkin' real quick, get into their drive-through, and be on your way relatively quickly with their grab and go breakfast sandwiches, wake up wraps, and avocado toast. I've had everything there that I just mentioned except the avocado toast, but I've heard that is good as well. So I definitely recommend that you get some of these grab and go items that I mentioned on this list. But for sure, you're going to want to experience the sit down atmosphere of going inside some of these restaurants, because it kind of makes it even better, a much better experience if you have the time and if you can. such as Cracker Barrel. I think going to the restaurant, not just getting it to go or ordering out, I think going there makes it a really nice experience, and having breakfast in the Cracker Barrel restaurant if you can. The same thing with Panera Bread. It's a nice place to go and hang out, and you can sit down there and have a nice relaxing meal with a relaxing ambiance. And also to a certain extent, Starbucks, they're really starting to go back to their roots of providing a better in-store experience. And I think that one of the benefits of Starbucks, to justify their higher price for their portion sizes, is to take advantage of their in-store cafe experience, because I think it's really good. You have to kind of consider that in the overall price, and then you can kind of justify it, and it's not that pricey. You'll find that it's actually worth it, because you can actually do a little bit of work there, relax, or even meet people, and have a nice place to gather with people that you want to talk with and have a nice breakfast. So anyway, guys, with that said, hope you got something out of this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.